Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. So the patch notes have just landed and there is a lot of newness coming for Diablo Immortal. Let's take a look.
Beat back the riving abyss in the Age of Unmaking. Since our last content update, players have fought treasure goblins in March of the Goblins and Avarice the Gold Cursed in Trial of Plunder. This next major update introduces powerful runes, haunting Abyssal Verge and Araban game modes, new Inferno difficulties, Helliquary bosses, and more. Now, there is going to be quite a lot of information in this video, so I'll warn you now, this is probably going to be pretty long, but this is an idea of what the Riving Abyss update will look like. So we've got legendary gems, terror realms, Helliquary bosses, and a new rune system as well. Let's take a deeper look at these. So let's kick off with the new gems. So starting off, we have a new 5-star gem, and when maxed out, this increases resonance by 1000, plus 240 combat rating. Dealing damage conjures a storm at an enemy's location that pursues enemies for 6 seconds, continually dealing 50% base damage plus 203 every 0.5 seconds to all nearby enemies. Cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds, and the storm also unleashes lightning that damages 24% base damage and slows enemies by 10%. Now let's take a look at the new 2-star gem called Mossthorn. When maxed out, this increases resonance by 300 and plus 66 combat rating. Taking damage activates Mossthorn for 6 seconds. While active, each attack you receive triggers a retaliatory piercing thorn no more than once every 0.5 seconds, dealing 50% base damage plus 201 to enemies. Cannot activate more than once every 20 seconds, and while this gem is active, you take 8% reduced damage. And lastly, taking a look at the new 1-star gem, Lucent Watcher. So when this is maxed out, this increases resonance by 150 and plus 44 combat rating. Reduces the duration of loss of control effects on you by 24%, and while suffering loss of control, the damage you take is reduced by 4%. This also increases the chance to find magic items by 5%. So I like the look of the new 5 and 2-star gems. They look like they could be quite powerful. However, the 1-star gem is nothing too exciting in my personal opinion. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. Now moving on to Abyssal Verge. Survive Terra Incarnate in the Abyssal Verge. In the next phase of the Age of Unmaking, the gathering Terra Incarnate encircles your war-weary band of warriors. Do you see faces in the watery shadows, or is that a psychic paranoia creeping into your mind? Emerge from Terra Incarnate to claim new affixes and earn coveted runes. Upon entering the Abyssal Verge, a dark shadow begins to creep in, surrounding the entire area. This lethal presence will grow in size while you slay through the Verge. Many capable wanderers have fallen prey to its encircling grasp before you. So this is what it will look like on the map, and you will basically just have to slay demons and survive the encroaching madness and then defeat a final boss as well. So I'm not sure what this will look like yet in the gameplay, but it sounds a little bit like in Brawl when you have the darkness encroaching. So I think this will be quite a fun game mode to play, and overall it looks pretty cool. It's a little bit like Terror Rifts, I guess, in that you will have a time for it as well. But overall, that looks like quite a fun game mode that is coming to Diablo Immortal. Survive Castle Araban and reap the rewards. Searching for treasure deep within this hellish castle is the key to emerging victorious. Make haste, adventurer, for the deadliest of demons stalks your every move. You have a limited time to explore Araban and uncover hidden chests. Each chest you find increases the amount of time you have to stay in Araban, but also increases your danger level, a measure of the challenges you'll face. The higher your danger level, the greater the rewards. Your danger meter, seen on the left-hand side of the screen when in game, displays your progress in uncovering these chests. Once you've reached level 6 of 8 in your danger meter, the final chest will spawn. You only have a short amount of time to search the castle for the last concealed chest, during which an avatar of terror hunts you down. Should you perish within the castle's walls, you'll only receive a portion of the rewards from the final chest. Leaving Araban will grant all of your spoils. If you manage to emerge from the depths of your life, you may earn items that include our newest pool of affixes, as well as new runes for your trials. To begin your hunt, speak to Ryek in Westmarch and complete a prerequisite quest to open the portal to Araban. So this looks like another interesting mode, and I'm excited to try this out when it lands in game. Now moving on to take a look at the new rune system. Bolster your prowess with runes. Though the return of the Lord of Terror is nigh, Sanctuary's greatest minds are desperate to avoid the doom that creeps in for the world's edges. and in their frantic search they've uncovered powerful magic, leading them to untold discoveries of awesome power. Enhance your legendary items by adding affixes to them with runes, amounting to incredible combinations and possibilities. The higher level the rune, the better the affix that will bolster your legendary items. If a rune is high enough level, it will even possess rare and legendary affixes which will further bolster their power. All runes have a category of item they can be used for and possess stats that complement the base attributes of those items. The potency of runes lies in the resourcefulness of the adventurer that possesses them, for they can also be combined to increase their power. A few runes can be combined to increase the level of that rune, but they must be the same type and level to be combined. 20 new runes will arrive in this major update, with a select rune available to preview in-game, with more to come. So they will look something like this, and it looks like some of them will also be sellable on the market, as you can see by the market symbol on the runes that are on the left here. So I'm not entirely sure exactly how this will work yet, but it's definitely something that I will make a video on once it lands in game and once I've got my head around the whole system. With this update, we'll also be able to earn Abyssal Essence. So you can earn more runes by collecting Abyssal Essence within the two new terror realms by the Abyssal Verge and Araban. Rayek has taken a keen interest in it. Collect enough and he'll be able to harness the power to craft random runes. So you can basically trade in the Abyssal Essence with Rayek for runes as well. So that is another way of being able to gain them. Moving on, we'll be seeing new, or rather, in my opinion, returning Inferno difficulties. The depths of the burning hells grows hotter, and the chaotic entropy reflects upon those who wish to walk amongst its fiery halls. With this major update, we are adding Inferno 1 to 3. You can access these hellishly difficult levels at the following tiers. Inferno 1 is Paragon 300, 2 is Paragon 400, and 3 is Paragon 500. So myself and many others are already at Paragon 300, so we will be entering this difficulty when this patch lands in game. As part of the second anniversary celebration, all players will receive a 5-star Stormvault Legendary Gem. Now I believe this is quality 2. Now this will be claimable between June 13th and June 30th. However, it is limited to 1 per account. So be sure to claim this on the character that you want to use it on, because it will not be transferable and you will literally only be able to gain one on all of your characters that are linked to the same email address or the same account. So do be careful with which one you claim it. Along with the gift of the new 5-star gem, all players will also be gifted a copy of Dawning Echo. To celebrate the resonance system now being unlocked at rank 5, we will be giving away a free Dawning Echo. Dawning Echoes, which are required for awakening your items, can now be purchased for 10,000 platinum or 1,000 eternal orbs as before. So with Dawning Echo, originally we used to have to upgrade our legendary gems to rank 10 to be able to use it and awaken it. However, now this is changing to rank 5, so let's look at this in a little bit more detail. Resonance system updates and rewards. With this major update, we are making some changes to the resonance system. The item awakening system will now unlock at gem rank 5, making it accessible much earlier than gem rank 10 in the current system. This should help you improve your builds much earlier. Resonance changes. We're introducing a new resonance system that allows you to use up to 16 legendary gems of your choice and unlock 2 new sets of wings. It unlocks at 8,000 resonance level and allows you to slot up to 16 legendary gems and provides resonance at greatly reduced power. At 10,000 resonance level, each class will also unlock a unique ultimate skill. So this is quite intriguing to me, and I think, again, a lot of big players are going to be annoyed at this change, but hopefully it will make higher resonance a lot more achievable for a lot more players. Now let's take a look at the new Helliquary bosses coming to game. Antrega, Eater of Storms. The demon Antrega has stalked the outskirts of the Cold Isles for centuries. There, far from Pelgain's protection, villagers offer him tribute and worship to stave off his wrath. With the unmoored increasingly occupied with the ever-rolling storms, he has ventured further inland from his roost within the spiral. The demon's ambitions will only end in death or complete dominion. Ufmashxar, the Breath Collector. Strange whispering mists roll over islets in the frigid Pelgain archipelago, and their inhabitants are never seen alive again. Horrid beings travel within, mist fiends, dead souls eternally seeking the breath and flesh of the living in a futile attempt to escape their prison. When they fail and accept the mockery of life that awaits them, Ufmashxar gathers them up. Though it can come and go from the mist as it wishes, it rarely strays far. Each time it draws the living into the mist, it gives up their last breath, that its collection grows vaster still. Uthmash is renowned for his ability to generate a deadly mist. The longer it engages with you, the more mist will blanket you in every move. Some say that even the smallest spot of light can lead you through the darkness in times of peril. Zekorindag Ice Leviathan. The people of the Cold Isles tell many stories. Those of faith, love, and honourable warriors are few in comparison to the tales of terror, of floods and crushing sea ice. Few tales terrify the children of Pelgane more than the myth of Zelcorindag. The legend says that Merwen and Kushtar's fury cursed the Isles so long as their descendants remained on Pelgane. When the people began to brave the deluges and the hurricanes, arrogantly building tall cities and monuments, a great serpent dove into their settlements, consuming families and carving the Isles apart as it did. Reproached, the people moved their settlements away from the capital, and the serpent faded into memory. The myth ends when a warning of Zekorindag's return, reminding people that they must protect their land and keep their settlements humble, or again face the freezing of the seas and the devouring of their children. Stay aware and evade Zelkorindag's frozen state by making it invulnerable to your attacks. Blocking the light surrounding them may be the key to victory in this boss fight. Morsagore, the Fisher's Ruin. Over generations, a legend grew among fishers in the far north that a meagre catch meant the Morsagore had risen from the seafloor to claim its share, and if one challenged the greedy crustacean, they would become part of the share. The younger fishers dismissed the creature as a myth and a miserable excuse for failure, until their brazen peers washed up on shores in pieces. The deadliest part of Morsagore is its ability to regenerate its limbs at an alarming rate. It will require synchronized effort to prevent it from taking form once again. Now, I've probably butchered the names of most of these bosses, but I have no idea how to pronounce them, so I have done my best. But I'm interested to see these in the Helliquary raids, and will definitely post videos for each of them when we defeat them. And of course, with the new bosses comes a new Helliquary gauntlet. So there will be a Gauntlet Inferno 1, and that will be 2 bosses so far. So new gauntlets will be added, and they will expire on December 13th later in the year. Also with this update, and as was expected with Paragon 300, is a new Paragon tree. So this is the Harbinger tree, and it will have lots more nodes to unlock. Unfortunately, they have not yet changed the reset all options, so if you do want to slot your current Paragon points into this, you'll have to reset all of your Paragon trees and allocate them into the different skill nodes. Obviously, over time, we will eventually have unlocked all of the nodes within this new tree. However, it's just super annoying having to reset all Paragon points instead of just the ones you want to. There will also be a new legendary Paragon skill, as you can see here. So this example is Benefactor. So this will slot into the left-hand side of your Paragon trees, as you can see here. And I believe that you can select whichever legendary Paragon skill you wish to go alongside or coincide with the skills and the tree that you have active. So you can see this has a different skill description for each one, and you do also get bonus attributes. So you have armor penetration, etc. from those new legendary Paragon skills. So I'm excited to look into that and try it out once it lands in game. Now taking a look at the new essences for Wizard. Changeling's Guy's Helm. Scorch now fires piercing ice shards at nearby chilled or frozen enemies, bouncing once when hitting frozen enemies. Expedient Escape Shoulders. Teleport's cooldown is reduced for each frozen enemy. Ice Spike Main Hand. Every 5 seconds, the next magic missile becomes a frozen missile, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Fractured Footsteps Pants. Teleport is now Ice Step, dealing damage and freezing enemies at the target's location. The Sand of Sorrow Chest. Frostfield now grants you a creeping chill, causing your attacks to chill enemies and freeze them on critical hits. And Withering Chill Offhand. Scorch critical hit chance increased against chills or frozen enemies. So this is basically giving Wizard more ice build opportunities. I'm really not that impressed with this. I think those essences are super disappointing and aren't really going to be any use to many people. I'll obviously test them out once I've gained them, but it's not that exciting for Wizard. I was hoping for a lot more than that. Now there are also going to be some changes to existing wizard essences, which are these ones here, and I believe this is just in PvP. However, I will check if it is in PvE as well once the changes come to place. So Coat of the Astrum Lightning Nova, maximum charge is increased by 2, slight increase to damage. The arc now leaves behind a damaging spark when striking an enemy suffering from shock status. Vacia's Resourceful Countenance, Scorch. Damage is increased by 24% and radius is increased by 50%. The electric field no longer stuns and instead tracks enemies and inflicts them with shock status. Thistlebloom Arcane Wind, maximum charge is increased by 1 and damage is increased by 20%. Duration reduced from 5 to 3 seconds and cooldown reduced from 9 to 6 seconds. So there are some slight buffs, I guess, if you want to call them that, but I don't know how powerful these will be or how many people actually use them in Battleground. I know that Thistlebloom, a lot of people do use that in Battleground, but it's interesting to see, if anyone will actually benefit from any of these changes to Wizard, because I feel that they're pretty crap, to be honest. Now I'm just going to touch on the last few little bits. So returning events, we've got Survivor's Bane, Alley of Blood, Trial of the Hordes, all clans on deck, and also Adventurer's Path, which is one of those ones with daily and weekly goals. There's a couple of feature updates coming as well, so upcoming server merge. Now, a lot of people have asked for server merges because a lot of the servers are quite quiet, and there is also Cursed Gears optimization, so they're removing ancestral items. Apparently they already did this earlier in the year, I'm not sure I've seen that, but also cursed items, the cursed properties or negative properties will be removed. And there's going to be an increased drop rate in Hellslayer bounties for Terra Essence and also the legendary items, I believe. There's going to be some quality of life changes to the Paragon tree and the removal of ancestral and invocation items, which they have mentioned and said that they'd already done, but obviously they've not yet done that. Battleground stat compression as well, so they're updating stat compression to better ensure participants in the mode are on more level playing field, so interested to see if that actually works. And then the class balance changes, which I've just touched on for Wizard as well. Now I'm going to end this video here, although there are a few little bits left in the patch notes if you wish to read them on the Blizzard website. For now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you are and are not excited for from this update. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.